Welcome to our program, Random Alterations. Today we're going to look at the two different types of alterations. One of them is this pants, which is for taking in and shortening the length. And it's a bit unusual finish here. I'll show you the finish exactly. That's how it's pinned. And also customer doesn't like the flariness at the bottom, at the hem level, but we have also complicated hem here with buttons and the split. So okay, we have two, as I mentioned already, two pants identical, exactly the same way, but we will just have a look at one of them. The other one is exactly the same. Let's start. Let's have a closer look. As you can see, it's marked from inside leg only, and the outside has split and buttons. And the hem is finished like 1 inch wide hem, like that. But the stitching is continuous. So we're gonna try to recreate the same structure. And that's how much it's short for shortening. It's about 1.5 inch shortening. Luckily, we only pinned from inside. That's the requirement, and I explained to the customer that touching the outside is not desirable option. So we will probably go from the inside only, and there is no top stitchings or anything here. That's a good thing. Because we're going to prepare the hem first. We're going to cut it. Let's start. The pin marks, to chalk marks to the inside of the pants already, as you can see, and remove the pins. Now it's time to unpick the hem and start drawings. So that's the hem, the length of the pants, that's marked already. Now it's time to unpick the hem, machining on the hem. This is a stretchy fabric, so what I do, I just stretch it a bit like that. Don't pull it too hard, not to damage the fabric, but just a bit so you can feel that threads are click breaking, and then it becomes really easy to unpick them. See how it is? It's half. Now you can see the structure. Can you see how it's done? This type of finish is very typical of good quality garments, mainly. But we have to open the corners as well. Completely open the hem so we can press it and start drawing. Okay. The pressing is done. As you can see, it's flat. And the next thing is preparing the pants for shortening, which means we're gonna cut and get it ready before doing the inside drawings. Let's find out the mark. That's how much it's gonna be shortened. So using the dry soap, not the chalk mark. Oh, wait a minute. For the shortening of length, we can use a chalk mark just to make it more obvious. And then drawings. It's about 1.5 inches. Also have a look inside to see the structure. All that corner structure is opened opened up like that. Now we're going to recreate the same corner. You can see that. So the fabric we're going to leave at the bottom, it's about an inch, more than an inch. Let's see exactly. It's 3 centimeters. So we're going to leave 3 centimeter fabric exactly as original. I can see that line, so I can follow the line. And cutting straight away. So that's the cutting line, that's the hem, finished hem. Cutting is done, ready for sewing. But before doing that, we need to do taking in procedure. So we turn the pants inside out, and we have them already pressed. I want to show you how I pressed the seam without unpicking these lines. I measured already, and I know that the amount that we have to take it in, it's about an inch in total. So we're going to mark half an inch on each side. That's half an inch, that's half an inch, and all the way down there. And without opening these seams, just go over and then mark it accordingly, the line, and also measure the amount, the level where we're going to finish. It's about 13 centimeters from the crotch, middle of the crotch to here. Okay, and the seam is going to be finished here. We're going to do exactly the same on the other leg. And this goes down to the hem, including the hem, like that. Now, next step will be pinning the way so we can easily jump here, and making sure the stitchings is exactly like adjusted like that. So they have to, I want to show you continuous stitching here on the other side. So just put a pin. We're going to put it under the machine from here. So from here that way. Just check again against each other. The stitching is perfectly fine. And also put a couple of pins across. That helps to keep the layers together on top of each other properly. That's the finished point. That's the hem. Another pin on the hem. We're doing exactly the same on the other leg. Inside leg. There. Machining time. As usual, we're going to put a single thread on top and double at the bottom. The machining is done. And you can see the fold I was talking about before. See how it is? Now we can just cut along, leaving only half an inch as a seam allowance, and overlock it. Cutting along here without unpicking it. I'll go overlock and then we can come back. It's already pressed, overlocked and pressed as well. You can see the little joint I was talking about. I cut it away with the overlocking, and that's it. You don't have to worry about anything. That's all done. The inside seam, it's taken in. And now we have to do the shortening part with little splits on sides. You can just go and overlock the edges because we're going to finish. It was overlocked edge. Okay, so just overlocking the hem, and I'll come back and then we can go over the corner part, how to create that corner. have a look at the corner. How to create the corner as original. So you can see the lines that I marked the hem for. These are hem mark. We fold it like that. Have a look inside. Okay, how it is. Can you see the corner here? So the look that we're trying to achieve is this. The finished look should be this type of corner. Now, in order to get that done, we have to mark it, just the point, the corner, where they overlap here, that corner. I mark it like this from inside, and the other one from inside. If you can't get inside to mark it, then just put pins. One goes over the top layer, and the other pin, if I can get that, goes to the inside, the very bottom layer. See that very bottom layer? So that way. So the way that pins are on the same level, like this. They like follow each other. Can you see that? Okay. So a red pin is on top layer, and the yellow pin is at the very bottom layer. And then when you open up, you can see how the pins are there. You can now leave the pins or just mark over the pins if you find it easier. I'll just put 2 marks. One is on this pin on both sides. Do it on both sides just in case. And the other is on the other pin, marking it from both sides, the layer. Okay. And then you can take the pins off. Now we've got this section with 2 marks. One is inside here, the other one is over the corner, this side. One pin and the other pin, this pin, this mark, this spot should go and join to the other spot. Okay, I'll explain more when we need to undo these buttons. As you can see, we can't access there and work it properly if we have the buttons on. So what I'm going to do, we can't work it without undoing the buttons anyway. So let's undo the buttons and we can continue. One on top of the other one. Can you see? That's one mark and the other one is the other mark against each other. But the corner, you should see the corner here. Mark this corner, that corner. That's the end of the split. You can mark from the other side, like that. And then when you do this, you can see that point there. So we're going to start from this point and finish on this overlap section here. Now, before doing the other corner, I wanted to explain the better way of doing this by pressing the corner before stitching. It makes it much easier. You can see the structure when you open the pleating. You can see the lines, the folds there, and it's easy to find out the corner point. So both corners are pressed on both legs. That's how they overlap. Now we're going to start from here, go down and then along the hem. I'm going to find the stitching here and then continue from here, from the top of the split down to the hem. Not the easiest job to do here, not one of the easy ones, but still it's okay if you know what to do and how to do it. Now I'm going to press it and add the button back to there, wherever it goes. Okay, we only have this much time for today. Just one procedure a day. I find it much easier to explain, and you probably find it easier to understand when it's only one single alteration a day. I'll see you next time with something new. Check this spot for regular updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hi, Mambo. Let's go, baby. Hi,